Hi guys, so I guess you're watching this video because like me, you like painting up miniatures, whether you use them to play on any kind of board games or any kind of games at all, or whether you just paint things up just because, well, you like the hobby of painting miniatures. And then once they are all painted, well, we like to take photos of them so we can share what we've done with other people and just so we got some nice shots of them in all their glory. But one thing I do hear quite a lot is, how do you get good shots? Or I look on Facebook or anywhere else and people are posting pictures of their miniatures and they're always saying apologies for the bad picture. To be honest, yeah, you can't really take a bad picture as long as there's two sort of main things you really need. Obviously something to take the picture with and good lighting. Anything else obviously can make the picture look better. So all the pictures I take, I use an old Samsung phone. I'm not sure even what number this one is, but yeah, I've had this, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, who knows. So basically what I'm saying is you don't need expensive gear. Obviously, as you can see, I've got my desk here and I've got these these little arms that can hold the camera, as well as obviously a nice light that can move around. And I find, obviously, if I'm going to take a picture of a miniature, what is quite good is to have the background blurry. And obviously this is easily achievable by having your miniature very near the phone, so then it focuses on that. And obviously whatever's in the background, yeah, it's just blurred out. So say I've got a nice little light here on a stand. Any kind of light source will do. It's just so you can light the miniature up. Once the miniature's lit up, then yeah, again, you can't really take too bad a shot. But obviously sometimes we don't want all that clutter in the background. So as you can see here, I've got a little bit of MDF board. Ignore the hole in the bottom there. Yeah, I might let you know what that's about later. But yeah, so having a black board, and obviously I've got a black turntable I can put my miniature on. Again, just so this way, it's no distractions, because it purely is just going to see the miniature and nothing else. So again, having the camera relatively near, and the light source, again, right onto the miniature, this makes the background, well, nice and black. And yeah, you take the shots, and well, it comes out looking perfect, just a miniature. But there are, again, ways that we can improve this, like the shot, a little video you saw at the very beginning of the video. Yeah, little smoke machine. This is by Costronica. I'll give you more details in a minute about this, how you can get one. And say, this is just an extra way of making miniatures pop, especially when obviously D&D style ones, or even spaceship ones. It just adds a bit more atmosphere. So obviously this is great, but what's even better is having a small bit of terrain for your miniatures. And there's a perfect Kickstarter just recently started. Obviously got a few weeks left of this, so get in quick. Be a link down below. This is by Limelight Miniatures, and as you can see, it involves the smoke machine and some fantasy bases, which I say is just an awesome way of taking some great shots of your miniatures kind of in action. Especially because I'm really getting into Hero Quest at the moment, so this is perfect for me, as all the miniatures I will be painting from now on, I'll be showing them off using using some of these lovely bases. And the great thing with these bases, which you'll see in action a little bit later, is they already have holes in them, so when you connect the smoke machine, yeah, you get smoke coming out from a variety of areas, which just looks, hey, absolutely awesome. So stick around to the end and, well, see just how good this is. So obviously this is 3D printed stuff, and I was very fortunate enough to get access to some early files, so I could have a go at printing some stuff out myself. So I'm using the Uniformation GKTWO to print things out. Yeah guys, in the UK we're having another cold spell, so this printer is just awesome because it heats up the resin. I mean, you don't get any failed prints from resin being too hard and not sort of doing its job, which is just great. And talking of resin, yeah, I'm using Siraya, and this is their fast range. So this is just awesome for general all-round stuff, whether you're printing miniatures or doing larger terrain pieces. Again, I'll leave links down below to where you can get hold of this resin. And the Uniformation GK2, I do have a discount code down below where you can get $80 off. So yeah, give it that a click, guys. It is an affiliate link, which means it doesn't cost you any more. And I say use my code, you get $80 off. But what it does mean is I get a few pennies every time someone buys one, which is just awesome. So the click of a few buttons, yeah, off it goes and starts printing. So a couple of hours later and I get an awesome looking bit of terrain. Come out really well, so I love the look of this. But for me it is a little bit too large, and obviously this is where I absolutely love 3D printers, because you can scale things down to exactly whatever size you need. So say I'm going to be using this to take photos of miniatures. But yeah, there's a lot of this that won't be seen in the picture. So say great looking bit of terrain. But for me, yeah, I wanted a smaller bit, so I basically shrunk it down. Made the base a little bit smaller, and then as you can see the height, yeah, I shrunk that down considerably, but again it's come out really well, printed perfectly. And when it was printed, yeah, I made a few more additions to it. I cut off a few bits at the front here, again because you'll see in a minute what I'm wanting to do there, and I put a nice little circle in the middle, so when the miniatures are on there, when you lift it up, yeah, you can't see that lovely clear base at all, which it does great. So it printed out perfectly, and now it's a case of doing a bit of a paint job. Going to do a simple paint job on this one, and as you can see, yeah, I've already primed it in black, and now going to do some dry brushing. So I've got a good old cheap white and my good old dry brush and my good old little textured dry brush palette. If you want one of these guys, they are, or the STL or this is on my Patreon page, as is a lot of the stuff that I kind of make on this channel. Yeah, I stick all the files over on Patreon, and you can just get them, use them, and do what you want with them. And obviously in this case, if you want to rub your brush all over my face, yeah, you can. So yeah, this, say, lovely bit of texture on this, printed really well. And I say it's definitely got a nice sort of D&D feel to it, and as you'll see sort of coming up, I want to make it a bit more of a sort of a treasure room looking, which is why I put a couple of treasure chests and then some bits of gold all over it. So as well as having the Army Painter speed paints, I do also have the Green Stuff World dipping inks, and then yeah, I don't really use these as much as I probably should, because they do have a great range of paints. As you can see, yeah, I've done what I've done with the Army Painter ones. All the lids, I slap chop painted the lids, just again so I can see exactly how it comes out. And I thought rather than doing the walls and textures just sort of like grey, I thought I'd do a bit of a greeny grey, just to indicate that these walls are old, and yeah, probably a bit sort of like mossy, dirty and grungy. Even though I do love the look of these terrain bits with just the dry brushing in white. Yeah, I just love it. So guys, don't forget to check out the tabletop fog machine with fantasy bases by Limelight Miniatures. There's a lot of great looking custom bases there, and I say these will just help make taking photos so much better, or just a great way of displaying any of your miniatures, and you can also use them in games as well. And I say, when I show you at the end the fog machine in action, yeah, it just adds like another level to to the game playing experience. And as we all know, yeah, I am a very visual person, so when it does come to playing sort of board games, D&D, kill teams, all the rest, I do like making up. I've made so many different boards now, it's getting ridiculous. Kill teams, I think I've made 4 different boards up. The last one, I still haven't done the video for it, but the last one was one that folds up in half into like a suitcase. Although I kind of got bored of it already, and I'm going to be making another one just because I love making up boards. So yeah, so these bits, again, this is just going to sit on my desk, and every time I paint a miniature that's sort of like D&D related, yeah, you're going to see it in all its glory standing in amongst this, which is just going to look great. So I really enjoyed painting this terrain piece as well, and I just recently got hold of a load of XPS foam as well. I want to start making up some more dungeons. If you look at some of my older videos from, well, it must have been a year, maybe even 2 years ago, I did do a lot of sort of like D&D, well, dungeon rooms. Although I never actually used them, and unfortunately, because I do run out of space where I am, I threw them away. And now obviously I'm regretting throwing away all those D&D sort of rooms and the treasure sort of trove place that I made. So yeah, well, I say it's a bad thing throwing them away. On the upside, it means I can now go and make them all over again, but hopefully make them better. So yeah, so look out guys, I'm going to be doing a lot of model making with XPS foam. Although I am going to have a go at seeing if my laser engraver can do anything with it. Yeah, I will be taking lots of safety precautions there though, because, well, I'm not too sure if that'll work or not. And I definitely don't want to set my place on fire. Well, I say XPS foam, it's not the XPS foam, it's something very similar that is good for like carving into, cutting up and all the rest. Anyway, that's enough of that waffling. Back to this. Yeah, making stone. I do love painting stone. It's got to be one of the easiest things to paint. You just do whatever grey, green, whatever colour it is, and then a good old bit of dry brushing around the edges. Just gives it that worn sort of look. And yeah, hey presto, instantly made some lovely looking brickwork. So having these kind of display bases certainly is a nicer way of taking pictures of miniatures. As I say, you can just do it how I showed before, having the miniature near the camera and the background just sort of blurred out. Or better still, having like a plain background, whether it's black, white, grey, whatever it is, so it doesn't distract from the miniature. But in this case, what I'm doing here, obviously, is kind of a distraction, but a good distraction, because it's showing the miniature off in, well, in the sort of surroundings of well, whatever they would be doing. In this case, sort of D&D. So that's why I'm making mine kind of like a little treasure room, adding some little gold here, and I love this stuff. Very cheap, very easy to use, but obviously gives a nice sparkly effect when you move the camera or move the light even. So again, just another sort of perfect thing for taking photos with. And talking of taking photos, yeah, let's show again how I sort of set things up simply with my phone and a good light source. So again, I'm using a black background here just so there's no sort of distractions from anything at the back. And as you can see, yeah, there's my hero, and I've got my my little fog machine plugged in, and that's why I got the hole in the back of the board just to let the pipe go in. And a click of a button, this is what I love, you get remote control with this one. And yeah, instant smoke effect, and it just adds to well, the sort of the dungeon hero going questing. I absolutely love it. And this is definitely where the big kid in me comes out, as I can sort of imagine this guy going through, battling some skeletons, and then yeah, reaching the gold. So again, with the light source, this is why I like having them on sort of like arms so they move about. So it's a case of I can just move it to get sort of different sort of looks and feels to the thing. And this is obviously how it looks in the actual camera. And I've just added the effect of, yeah, slowly zooming out. So again, with the camera, I can do the video in and then take some still shots from the video, which are certainly good enough to well, to use on the web. And that's kind of generally how I get all my thumbnails. And I can slow the footage down to make it look even more sort of eerie, with the smoke moving very slowly. And yeah, absolutely love this. So guys, go check out Limelight Miniatures and their new Kickstarter, the tabletop fog machine and fantasy bases. As if, like me, you like taking photos and videos of your lovely painted miniatures, then yeah, this is definitely the thing for you to, well, as you can see, have lots of fun with. If you are new here and like what I do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell, as I am producing, well, a couple of videos every week, sometimes more, as well. I absolutely love what I do, and yeah, I can't get enough of painting miniatures and, well, making things. Just want to say a big shout out and thank you to Limelight Miniatures for sending me the STLs for their new Kickstarter nice and early, so I can have a little play and make some of these little things. I will be making another one of theirs soon. It's kind of like the front of a castle, which looks just absolutely awesome. So maybe I can have like more miniatures on display on that one. So don't forget to check out all the links down below to the Kickstarter, as well as GKTWO Uniformations 3D printer. And I say there's a discount code there to get $80 off. And check out the awesome resin from Siraya. Again, all my links to everything I kind of use down below. So I hope this video has been of some use, guys, to sort of getting better shots. Say, you don't need expensive gear, just any kind of phone will do. And yeah, good lighting source. But obviously using a fantasy base and a fog machine, yeah, it definitely will up your game. Okay guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave comments down below, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care guys, bye for now.